on this year in your career or source a new position, perhaps you're looking for a new job or changing industries, and you're a female in your 30s or 40s, this podcast is for you. Today, I want to give you three common mistakes that women in my network and my clients make when they plan to climb the career ladder, when they plan to source new position, when they plan to move on and up in their career. They overlook three very important aspects that can actually completely change the outcome for them, completely can turn things around and make their move a total success. So when they move, when they prepare for the move, and when you prepare for the move, you can use this mistakes as a milestones that you prepare for it in advance. Therefore, you are prepared and you have a lot more chances to achieve exactly what you want to achieve. Just to remind, and for those who don't know me, I am Angela Cox. I'm founder of Your Ability. Here I help and support women to build careers that are fulfilling, that are profitable as well as enjoyable, and for women to build exceptional personal leadership to thrive in their personal life and career. So, what are the three topics, the three top mistakes women make often when they go for a new role? What happens is in our career, when we reach certain position and certain point, about age women at age 40, 30, late 30s, 40s, we are most experienced. We know our roles. There's very little we don't know in our organization or in our role. So we tend to go for the position with everything lined up, like CV, our skills, our experiences. We tend to learn a lot, to show our knowledge, while we are neglecting, or we may be neglecting, the importance of yourself or your personal identity. So this is the mistake number one. And what does it mean? What does personal identity mean in this regard? The personal identity is where you know exactly what you want, exactly what value you bring to the table when you, at the interview stage or at any stage, talking to your potential employer, or even when you get employed, when you deliver message to your team, who you are, what you want, how do you want to communicate with them, how do you want this union between you and them to work, and also how even you present yourself to your stakeholders. Your personal identity comes across very, very prominently, because there are things we can put on, there are things we can prepare for, there are things we can rehearse, but your personal stuff, your personal likes of your confidence or your doubts or your things that you have at the back of your mind, they often come true before even you speak. So, knowing your values, knowing what value you can bring to the company, not being afraid to speak about it, not being afraid to negotiate and to come across as affirmative. These are all the points that kind of components of your strong personal identity. So this is the mistake number one. When we get to apply for a new role, when we speak to our new employer, or when we move up the career ladder, perhaps even within the same company, it's even more tricky, maybe because people know us as so and so. They know us as certain personality. So to look at your identity again and to see, am I filling the boxes that expected to be filled for the role? What value can I bring to this role, to this company, is very, very important. Mistake number two is that often we're so focused on achieving this milestone, be it preparing for the interview stage, preparing for a bigger role, more responsibilities perhaps, time consuming roles, we neglect professional network. Professional network is something that can bring huge value to you when you structure, when you're going for new position. So please bear that in mind, that actively participating in industry events, being part of professional organizations or bodies related to your industry always helps you to stand out and to be noticed. And last but not least, women compared to men have this fear of negotiation, whether we fear it or whether we try to avoid it, or whether we have softer approach to negotiation. It's always worth your while to take a look and be prepared when you start a new role or you move up, or whatever your career move may be, to developing a negotiation skills is a very, very important and valuable tool to have, simply because you can negotiate a better salary. You can keep your team accountable. It's always better for you to keep your team accountable and being able to speak to them honestly and use your negotiation skill for that. So recognizing the value of your skills, that and what your contribution is, that also will enhance your negotiation skills. So always prepare for that bit, that if you go in for a new role this year, this topic will come up. You will be offered salary and you will have to accept or negotiate, or even if you in the role where you know it's time for you to move up, to move on and move up, you will need to master that topic. Negotiation skill is very important to stand out, to get what you want, and to get fulfillment from your role. So I hope these three common mistakes women make are quite helpful for you, so you can take them as guidelines what to avoid. You can prepare in advance, and I hope to hear from you if you feel there is different milestones that you, different obstacles perhaps that you are facing. Don't forget to visit my website and get to know me via LinkedIn and website if this is your first time hearing me on LinkedIn, and I speak to